Hello and welcome back to Pentiment. I started playing this game for a Try It Tuesday, but I didn't get very far. I think I only got through the introduction, maybe? Character creator. They don't really have a character creator that you stop and change how your character looks and make a bunch of selections and then start the game. It's kind of built into the introduction of the game. So as I was going along, talking to different people, meeting different villagers, meeting different characters, and walking around, I was being asked questions about my background, and then I had to make choices. And I have no idea how those choices are going to affect the rest of the game. So I just chose what seemed to be the most interesting things to me. I have a background in medicine and also in sciences, animals and biology and things, and also a secret background in the occult. So we'll see what happens as we play the game and how those choices will play out. I am a medieval artist in this game. It's a kind of a 2D side-scrollery thing, point-and-click adventure story. I think there's going to eventually be a murder mystery or something. But I'm basically just wandering around in this 16th century European village. And I'm supposed to be working at the Abbey as an artist. Now, one thing I changed here from the previous episode is I toggled on instant dialogue. It was kind of annoying me. I mean, I get that it's part of the experience of the game because the game is all about scriptoriums and copying manuscripts and medieval times and all of that. But when I would have dialogue and I was talking to someone, it would take a while for all of the dialogue to show up, and you would hear the little pen scratching, the quill as they were talking and stuff like that. It was kind of fun at first, but then it just kind of made the game go on a lot longer than it needed to. It felt, I don't know, I was getting impatient. And I was afraid to click the A button. I'm using a controller on my PC to play this, but I was afraid to click the A button and have it skip the dialogue or make a dialogue choice that I didn't intend to make. It might have been possible to hit the button to make the dialogue, fill in all at once, but I just didn't want to mess up. But anyway, I found this setting here under accessibility for instant dialogue. It says dialogue appears immediately instead of being written out. So that's going to be turned on now for the rest of the game. And there's also, you can change the head scale, which is really interesting. So if you find it difficult to see the facial expressions, you can make the heads larger. Or if you just like having them all look like Funko Pops, you can do that. But I think I'm going to leave it about here. This is fine for me. Okay, we walked through the village. We chatted with some guy. I think he was a duke or something. And I'm hitting the X button to pull up the journal. This is telling us our quests. We've got to figure out how to get some money to help the Gertners pay their taxes. They're the people I'm staying with here in the village. I could speak with Brother Matthew about an early payment for my manuscript. Father Gnome might be receptive to a negotiation for the funds. Okay. And I need to get across town, head to the Abbey, and start work at the scriptorium. Okay. In prime hours 6. Well, what time is it right now? It is prime hours. We can go into the church. And into the cloister. Okay. I want to check out the shrine. What's in the shrine? Oh, some nuns are in the shrine. That's a very happy-looking little angelic dude there on the wall. Hello, Gertrude. God bless you, Master Mailer. How goes your work in the scriptorium? Very well, thank you. It could be better. It's not going at all right now because I keep messing around talking to everybody, so I guess I'll say it could be better. Would it make you happier if I told you Agnes Steinauerin received some saffron yesterday? Really? Where'd you hear that? Sister Matilda saw her at the Albans. Maybe you can convince Prior Ferenc to get some for your yellows. Yeah, saffron was a very expensive, still is expensive, spice, but highly valued in medieval times and used in a lot of recipes. But also has a brilliant yellow color, so yeah, it would be great for paint, I guess, or ink or whatever it is I'm doing. Ooh, that little rainbow with the bee is one of the backgrounds I chose. I was studying natural sciences. They didn't call it that, but I was basically studying biology and herbology and stuff in school. So that gives me a conversation option. Are you in need of any herbs or flowers? I could pick some for you on my next trip through the meadow. She's around here somewhere, hopefully getting to the baby rabbits before Sister Matilda does. Until later. Oh, well, I asked if she needed something and she didn't say she needed it, so okay. Hello, Lisbeth. God bless you, Master Mailer. Oh, she's got the fancy font, so she must be one of the head nuns here. Marguerite. God bless you, Brother Piero. No, wait, it's Master Mailer. I thought you couldn't see, Sister Marguerite. During the day I can see some colors. How did you know it was me? You and Brother Piero both smell of the pigments you use. But you're taller and you have another smell to you, like fish or burned almonds. Okay. That's old linseed oil, popular among the Italians, but Brother Piero doesn't use it. I'm also much more handsome. Well, she wouldn't know that if she's blind. I'll say it's linseed oil. I'll ask Sister Gertrude about it. How are Sister Gertrude's herbs coming? It's too early to tell. Most of them won't be grown until May. Still working with herbs suits me. Have a good day, Sister Marguerite. Can we look at this gauntlet thing here? A reliquary containing the hand of Saint Moritz, which is said to have once held the Holy Lance. Alright, we can pop out. When things are underlined in red, we can pop out and look at what they are. Saint Moritz, the patron saint of Tassing. That's the village that I'm staying in. Legend states he was the Egyptian-born commander of a Roman legion who converted to Christianity. They were all martyred for their faith. His hand is a relic in Kearsarge Shrine. The Holy Lance, also called the Spear of Destiny or the Lance of Longinus. It is the lance that pierced Jesus' side on the cross. Many legends surround the lance, and several places claim to possess it. Brother Matthew maintains this shrine along with some of the sisters who paint badges for the pilgrims. Okay. I guess that's all we've got going on in here. Interesting. Alright, where would the scriptorium be? Probably back here in the cloister. Infirmary. Chapter house. Monastery Laquarium. Large garden. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on here. Courtyard and lavatorium. Is that the bathroom? Refectory. Oh, hello. Sebit? God give you health, Master Mailer. Brother Sebit, I am surprised to see you still here. As am I, but I will be leaving soon, returning to Rome. I and my bishop regret that we could not reciprocate Father Rodolphe's generosity earlier. He showed much kindness to our priests at the Council of Constance many years ago. Will you remain in Rome? That is up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. Yeah, they're in the Alps. You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Mailer, and see the highlands. God has blessed my home with a wondrous beauty. I would love to someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you are ever in Rome, I may still be around. I would like that. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to strange looks, especially in rural places like these, but I have had kind words with the baker and his wife. Oh yes, the Albans, Ulrich and Gret. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seemed excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. I can certainly make time. Can you, though? You've already got 2 dinner dates this evening. Thank you, Andreas. I look forward to it. God give you health. The church, the dormitory, the cemetery, and the kitchen and cellars. Where's the scriptorium around here? Oh, look at the church. How pretty. Let's take a look at the maps and see if we can figure out where the scriptorium is. Ah, there it is. I'm in the church. I need to go through the dormitory and the Old Bailey to the scriptorium. That's where I'm trying to go. Where is Father Gurno or Brother Matthew? I need to talk to them. This is Rudiger. Oh. That's beautiful. God bless you, Andreas. Has your voice yet recovered from Easter Mass, Rudiger? Oh yes, it was a bit of a strain, but a worthy sacrifice. Well, if the Lord could give us his all on Easter... Exactly. Have a good day in the scriptorium. Have a good day singing. Oh, that's nice. Upper Abbey. Oh man, I just want to explore this whole place. I'm supposed to be working in the scriptorium, but... Ooh, the crypt. I want to go in the crypt. Oh, look at this. The foundations of the abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. These tomb markers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the abbey. Abbot Dietrich, from the height of Curacaw's power in the 14th century, those days have passed. Investigate. Okay. A lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. Oh, wow. There seems to be a key here. That was it. That was what? Now what? Oh, we found a secret passageway. Huh, a secret entrance to the library. I'll have to remember this. Oh, I guess that'll be important later. Can I go in? Yeah, okay, I can't go in yet. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was cool. Alright, let's go in the tower. Ooh, there's bells. It looks like I should be able to interact with them, but... Alright, maybe that'll be important later. Oh, this is Brother Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. How is the sacristy today, Matthew? The same as yesterday. Does my vocation seem silly to you, Master Mailer? No, I was just being friendly. A little. What Why would it be silly to me? Then go in peace, friend, knowing that the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. Oh, okay, so does he just stand on guard all the time? God be with you. One more thing, I have a favor to ask you. Oh, okay, yeah, let's ask him about getting paid. I was hoping you could give me my pay for the latest manuscript early. This isn't part of the agreement you made with Father Gurnot. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before. I only have a few pages left, Brother Matthew. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway. Then I think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. This abbey runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble not only for Kearsarge, but for Tassing as well. Is that why Father Abbot has increased the taxes on the Gertners? What is this about, Andreas? I would like to help the Gertners pay their taxes to the Abbey. The Gertners have asked me for their rent early so they can pay their taxes to the Abbey. Or I can lie. Oh my. I need the money, brother. I've made a grave error and I'm in debt. If I had the coin, I'd be able to pay it off. No, I'm not going to lie. I'll just say I would like to help the Gertners pay their taxes to the Abbey. Then plead your case to Father Gurnot. It's his decision. The matter is pressing, Brother Matthew. In the name of Christian charity, isn't there anything you can do? What's giving you pause? Made friendly inquiry about the sacristy. Didn't admit the Gertners asked for help. Well, I didn't want to say that they were asking me for help. I mean, they were, but it was my choice to help them. So how is that a bad thing that I didn't say? I think that little symbol is the symbol that pops up when it says, "This will be remembered." My sacred duty is giving me pause, Master Mailer. Speak to the Father Gurnot. I have no problem paying you early if it's the Abbot's will to do so. Okay, God bless you. Oh, the sacristy is locked. Alright, so where would Father Gurnot be, do you think? Yeah, I don't know why saying that I wanted to help them was a detriment to that. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but okay. I'll go into the dormitory. That's the way to the Old Bailey. Is there anything else to look at in here? There's the cloister. I'll go in the cloister first. Oh, that's where we just were. Okay. Alright, let's go to the cemetery. Oh, this is cool. The apple trees have only started to bloom. It will be months before they bear fruit. Old Bailey. Can I walk down here? I can. What's this? A monument to the founder of the Abbey. It's fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. Ooh, why do they make her look like a skeleton? That's very goth for a religious monument. Alright, let's go into the Old Bailey. Can I go up the stairs here? Dormitory, church, scriptorium. I finally found the scriptorium anyway. And the prior's house. What is this? A volvel? What's a volvel? Oh, those are constellations. I've seen these before in astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? 2 wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. Greek, Latin, and elemental symbols. It's obvious someone with occult interests fashioned this. The lines connecting the holes form constellations: Cassiopeia, the Great Wagon, Libra, and Aries. Now it's giving me these 2 options because these are my 2 background traits that I chose for what I studied at university, I think. The occult and the sciences, or biology and stuff. I'm gonna go with the occult choice. Ah, a quarter turn of the upper disc aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. And that reveals a different set of letters underneath. I wonder what it's for, a cipher of some sort? I need to investigate more. This has to be connected to something else around here. I guess that'll be important later. Well, I really want to find Father Gurneau. Hey, do you know where Father Gurneau is? Let's go to the refectory. Kitchen and cellar. Oh, this is like where they eat meals, I guess? When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lector reads to them. Okay. Large garden. Ooh, look at this. What's this? These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure whatever isn't eaten will be pickled. Okay, why is that important? I wonder what recipes the brothers have for peas. Kitchen and cellar. Refectory. Cloister. Chapter house. Oh, what's down here? The abbot's house. Are you Father Gurneau? No, you're Ferenc. God bless you, Andreas. Hey, doggy. We can pet the doggy. 10 out of 10. Aww. Oh, there's Gurneau. Finally, we found him. Andreas. God bless you, Father Gurneau. I wanted to speak with you on behalf of the Gertners. The Gertners? What about them? They're struggling to cope with the increase on taxes. I'd like to negotiate a better rate on their behalf. Clara mentioned they're behind on tax payments. I told her I'd talk to you about the matter. Did he, though? You just said that you would help pay early. I'm gonna say they're struggling to cope. You are an artist, Andreas, not a banker. The financial agreements between the Abbey and the Gertners are none of your business. Maybe not in the long run, Father, but I hate to see them struggling. Can't we discuss something? They are, now that they've asked me for my rent early in order to pay the Abbey. Yeah, I'm going to say that because that's the truth. Indeed, a shame that they're bringing you into their own troubles. I cannot change the tax owed, Andreas. The Abbey relies on such income to sustain itself. I'm sorry, but the Gertners will have to find their own way to pay what they owe. God bless you. Wow, that's not very charitable of you. Well, that sucks. Oh, the cellar. Let's check that out. Hello there, Voislav. Morning, Andreas. How's living with the Gertners? It's great, they're a lovely family. It's good, we get along. It's a room in a peasant home, I can't expect much. It's great, they're a lovely family. Clara is a good woman and she looks after Big Jorg and Eva like they were her own. They're both almost fully grown. True, I suppose it's less that they need looking after and more that she cares to. Little Ursula is in good hands. Anyway, if I don't see you around the Abbey later, maybe I'll see you in Tassing tomorrow. Until then. Okay. And who are you? Lucas. Hello, Andreas. How goes it in the kitchen? Is Brother Wolslav working you hard? Not too bad. Brother Wolslav is nice to me. It's Father Abbot and Brother Prior who make things hard. How so? I shouldn't complain. They just like their food a certain way and I'm not that good at cooking yet. I'm sure Brother will teach you What you need is more variety. Want me to get you some mushrooms from the forest? I know all the best types, you understand. If you think it will help, I only use what's in the cellar. Brother Idoc complains about his food too, but he complains to Brother Wolslav. What does Brother Idoc know about food anyway? He's from Cornwall. Oh, that's harsh. I don't even know where that is. It's a land to the west across the sea where all they eat is fish. Sounds miserable, but that's always what he complains about, the fish. He just likes to complain, I think. Don't lose heart, Brother Lucas, you're still learning. Thanks. See you later, Andreas. Alright, we're here at the scriptorium. I better get to work. Hello, Piero. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. Oh, there's the complainer guy. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. Yeah, that's what Big Jorg said in the previous episode. Yeah, Big Jorg Gertner says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Guy. Isn't that pronounced Guy in French? Brother Idoc has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Do not forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet Elijah outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet? I'm comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord in his ineffable wisdom may choose to strike down. Brother Guy, please show more respect to Brother Idoc. You're being mean-spirited. Calm yourself, Brother Idoc. You're too sensitive to Guy's jokes. Say nothing. Yeah, well, when I try to insert myself in other people's problems, it always seems to turn out badly, so I'm gonna say nothing. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Friar Ferenc is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived, and he hurried out like a little mouse. Ferenc is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel, it's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no, Baron Rothvogel, his manuscript. I just realized that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course that's why he is visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. What's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. Guy, someday you will stand where Piero is and a young monk will stand where you are now. Or I can use my craftsman background. The true craftsman cares more about quality than simply being fast. I'll say that, since it's a special dialogue choice. With skill comes speed. Sadly, it may elude you forever. I would rather take my time than compromise quality. If all I had to do was write letters, I suppose I'd be fast too. Well, that's kind of that's a dig. That's a dig at him. I'll just say I'd rather take my time than compromise quality. Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. Andreas, Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. Kearsarge is already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Ferenc isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Oh, that's right. I need to reference the In der Mauer manuscript. A prominent family of the Swiss Confederacy and Austria. Okay. I'm not controlling him. He's doing this on his own. Zadina. What do you want, Andreas? Is this a nun? A book. The Ender Mauer manuscript, the Book of Hours. Book of Hours, a type of illuminated manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers for the divine office in addition to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? What do you mean by that? I mean, did you sleep alone, or... I beg your pardon? Why do you want to know? It would be nice to have something to think about during divine reading. Is she flirting with me? Have you considered the Lord? You really are a cloud on a sunny day, Andreas. Could I just get the book? That's all the way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. No, why are you complaining? Isn't this your job? I'm gonna say I'm sorry, but I can't. I need it. Really, my feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. Okay, yeah, so these must be nuns, and they're locked behind the door there. Sister Illuminata. Andreas needs a book, and he's being inappropriate with me. I'm being inappropriate. You're being inappropriate. Andreas. I'd like to borrow Ender Mauer, the Book of Hours. I wasn't being inappropriate with her. I didn't think that you were. Sister Zadina has a poor attitude toward her vocation, the rule, and I suppose the 10 Commandments. Alright, the rule is the rule of St. Benedict of Nursia, instructions for how monks live together. Alright, if this is not her vocation, she should not be here. You expect too much from a young woman who's been locked up in an abbey. I imagine it takes some longer than others to accept their lives here. Yeah, if it's not her vocation, she shouldn't be here. Andreas, it is not your place to judge the sisters here, even one as unruly as Sister Zadina. In any case, I overheard you requesting the Ender Mauer manuscript. Here, please return it promptly. Alright. Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Dude, I just sat down to work on it. Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Yes, the composition is lovely. There is a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colors is also quite nice. Rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. It doesn't feel right. I don't know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. Oh, what do you mean? It's my work. My son, you're copying the illustration from the Ender Mauer manuscript almost exactly. So what's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it? Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful, but I feel you have not given much thought to what it represents. It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gernot. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Interesting. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth. The technique is all that matters to me, perfecting the craft. Can't that be enough? I'll say that because it's a special dialogue option with the Craftsman background. Only you can answer that, Andreas. There was a time that I marveled at my own technique. But there is a reason we monks do not usually identify ourselves in our work. It foments pride, vanity. With time, I learned to take simple satisfaction in helping to spread truth to others. But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Does that make you sad? Why is that? Why has Kearsarge kept this up for so long? Yeah, I want to know that. Some people, some places, have a difficult time letting go of the past. I am not among them. The creation of books of art is no longer the province of monasteries, so be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in so doing be brought to truth. Don't you think there's a danger to anyone being able to write, anyone being able to read anything? I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Idoc. Yeah, so that was one of the prevailing ideas of the time, was that, because there were a lot of people who were illiterate, and even those who were literate, had a lot of restrictions on what they could have access to reading or what they could write. And if I understand correctly, that's kind of what the Protestant Reformation, one of the things it was about, was saying that everyone should be able to read, and everyone should be able to read the Bible in particular for themselves, not have it read for them. I don't think there's a danger in it, but I'm curious what he'll say about that, so I'm going to choose that one. There is danger, of course, but printers are already here. We cannot roll back the wheel of time. Yeah, Gutenberg's printing press that came into existence around 1450, I think, and started making it easier to print things because you didn't have to sit and copy books by hand. You could make pamphlets and books and all kinds of printed materials, and eventually newspapers, which, highly important to democracy and all of those sorts of things. It is left to you and the generations who follow to be good and responsible stewards for those yet to come. The rest is in God's hands. Oh, time's passing here. Bells are ringing. Ah, where is the time gone? It is already terse. Monastic hour corresponding to 9 a.m. One of the little hours of prayer. Terse precedes Mass and the chapter meeting. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Oops. What's he doing? Oh, he's got that wheel that we found before. Is that Father Grenot? What's going on in here? Andreas, what was that noise? I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. But then Prior Ferenc came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut? Prior Ferenc should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. Nod or say he seemed to be in a great hurry. Yeah, he seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he is on edge since Baron Rothvogel arrived early. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? What is that? The Clear Chronicle, a history of the universe from creation to 1082, written by the Irish monk Marianus Scotus. Divine Reading, Lectio Divinia, is the thoughtful reading of and meditation on Scripture. The practice leads to prayer and contemplation. It is a daily part of life in Benedictine communities. Well, that reminds me there's a few more books I've been wanting to borrow. Yeah, I'll say that. You can't be serious. You want more books? I think Prior Ferenc has given you more than enough. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't ask for those books. He just gives them to me. If it's a problem, you should bring it up with Father Gernot or Mother Cecilia. What does she want me to say? Ferenc just gives me those books. He hopes I have the same interest in the occult that he does and wants to talk about them. Oh yeah, there were a bunch of books in my room where I'm staying with people in the village, and they're about the occult. You should say you don't know what she's talking about. Deny it. Then tell her the truth. She knows Ferenc is the one requesting the books. Why is she complaining? It's Ferenc that's borrowing them. Yeah, that's true. I should tell her to complain to them about it. I don't want to hear it. Maybe she wouldn't take that well, though. If it's a problem, you should bring it up with Father Gernot or Mother Cecilia. Oh, but then they'll find out that Ferenc is borrowing occult books and giving them to me, and I don't want it to get back to me. I'm just going to say I don't ask for the books. He gives them to me and wants my opinion. That's between the two of you. My concern is only for the books. I can't give them out to just anyone. You're right, I'm sorry. Forgive me. There's nothing to forgive. The library and its books are my responsibility. My concern for the books does not end at the library door, nor does my responsibility. Please understand that. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Ferenc so nervous? Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the Prior and Father Abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Ooh, a quest. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for. Find them and return them to me. The first books are 2 volumes of the Aeneid. Aeneid? I know I'm totally not saying that correctly. A poetic epic telling the legend of Aeneas, a heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with his destiny to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Innsbruck inches or Nuremberg inches? Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favorites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. Okay. There we go. I grabbed them. There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind. Oh my gosh. It's pictures of 2 people snogging in the grass, and someone discovers them. And now she's in flames and he's sent away on a boat. Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. Well, surely it's not that dire. You're right, of course. Is it really that bad? Is being a woman that limiting? Dude. How would you know? Yeah, I'm gonna go with Beatrice. True, she knows her life better than I do. You're right, of course. I appreciate that you understand how limited our roles and our choices truly are. Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men, or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry for men. Now the books, if you please. What else do you want me to find? Thank you. Next, Wretched Guerin. This is a printed copy, green cover, diamond pattern. An Italian chivalric romance written by Andrea de Barberino in the early 15th century. The titular character rises from impoverished origins to go on heroic adventures and discover his noble parentage. Originally published as a manuscript, it enjoyed greater success as a printed book. Cool. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Idoc was reading it. Alright, then it would be over here. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Amadea Roscoe of Ugano. Where is that? Oh, Ingano. Highly contested Swiss market town located in the southwestern Alps. Okay. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. Wow! People have always liked Game of Thrones, I guess. You forgot the best part. In the end, Guerin learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. What's the harm? I suppose you're right. It's better suited for knaves like me. I'm going to say that. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. That's out of the Bible. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But, the book, Andreas, we must return it, or would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? I hate to see the brothers disappointed, but I understand. It's not my goal to deprive the brothers of their joy, but to return Amadea Rusco's property. The book, please. There is only one book left. Then you will be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. Oh, I remember that. I believe Brother Guy was reading it. Now that I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it. Very good, please bring it here. What is this, anyway? Ah, it's in French. The soul that God touched, empty of sin in the first state of grace. Alright, that little emblem is because that is one of the character things that I chose. I think that I chose the option of knowing French and Dutch because of some time that I spent in Flanders or something. Bastard script, elegant descenders. What is this? Okay, I'm gonna go with my Craftsman background. What is this? Oh wow. Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Why won't you tell me what this book is? Because it's a dangerous book, Andreas Mailer. One the previous abbot tolerated in spite of a papal order to destroy it. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate. Oh my gosh. Well, why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of 1 bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? "200 years ago." Oh my gosh. Well, why? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. Sounds reckless. And he was right to do so. Books shouldn't be destroyed, even if their content is in question. I can sympathize with him. Books shouldn't be destroyed. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is their law we must contend with, not your emotions. The Church is wrong. Oh, that's some dangerous talk. I'm going to fume silently. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Gernot learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. Must it be destroyed? No one even knows it's here. Well, I refuse to give it to you if all you're going to do is destroy it. Fine, here, take it. I'm going to say, must it be destroyed? No one knows it's here. I do. So do Mother Cecilia and Father Gernot. Oh, well, I refuse to give it to you if you're going to destroy it. Oh, that's dangerous. That's taking a dangerous stand. But I'm going to do it. What? Why not? What are you going to do with it? Read it and become a French heretic. I'm not sure. I'll hide it. Keep it safe. Give me that book or our deal is forfeit. I won't tell you anything about Baron Rothvogel. Consider the sound theological reasons for allowing this book to exist. I appeal to your duty as the librarian not to destroy the book. I propose a compromise. I will take the book from the abbey far away. Fine, take it. I don't think she's going to care about the theological reasons for allowing it to exist. She did seem pretty serious about her duty as the librarian, so I'm going to go with that. My duty is to God and the vows I made, to the rule. But you do love books as well. I know you do. Oh, look! My chance to persuade her is very high, because I asked for forgiveness for keeping the books. I offered to help her, and I told her that books shouldn't be destroyed, so I'm going to go with that. Andreas, I love God. Books contain knowledge that can help bring us closer to His truth. I do not love books as things, but I love that books can convey God's truth. It is not my place to judge your love of books, but it is not a love we share. But does the gospel not say, hate the sin but love the Bible? Which means book, so... Oh, it looks like I might not be able to persuade her on this one. Well, I'll try. Nope, no it does not. Oh, I wish I knew more about how those worked. I'll take the book far away, I'll say that. I'll be gone by the time Father Gurneau asks about it, and if you like, you can say I stole it. I doubt he'll make a fuss about me stealing a book he wanted to destroy. I don't like this, Andreas. It feels wrong in my heart. Oh, I swear I'll take it far away. It's been out here for years, and besides, how could you have stopped me? I'm trusting you in this, Andreas. Against my better judgment, don't make me regret this. Alright, now I have a dangerous book in my possession. That's probably not a good thing. Now then, Baron Rothvogel, quickly though. I need to finish up here soon. You said that he buys books from the Abbey. What kinds? How long has he been visiting? He seemed unusually friendly with me. I don't understand it. He mentioned finding a copy of Historia Tacidae. He said it had some scandalous details. And what's this? She may only have time to answer one question, so I should choose carefully. Yeah, he did seem unusually friendly with me, but I want to know what kind of books he buys from the Abbey. Why? Are you angling to get the Baron as a patron someday? Or I'm going to say perhaps, since I have this craftsman's background. Practical then. Well, I can't speak to his artistic taste, only his literary ones. While he does seem to appreciate artistic manuscripts, I am no judge of style. He enjoys the prestige of possessing a fine book. Oh, I think that's a little bit of a typo. He enjoys the prestige of possessing a fine book. The rarer it is, the more luxurious, the more he desires it. The Baron has a particular interest in books on magic and other occult topics, as does our prior, though I suspect the Baron's interest may be more experimental than academic. Dangerous error in judgment. Is that normal? Monks having an interest in the occult? I can't blame them. Magic is fascinating. Now I'm going to say a dangerous error in judgment, because I have this occult background. There is much to learn from texts on astrology and theurgy, even necromancy, but reading is not practice. I'll assume that your interests go no further than what's on the written page. Faith can inure anyone against corrupting ideas, but reading such text is dangerous. Not that it is my place to judge either the prior or the Baron, of course. You seem to say that often after judging people. Is that a joke or simply an observation? In any case, I understand that it is a flaw that I must correct. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. Smile devilishly. I suppose you'll be leaving via the crypt. Why would I say that? I don't know why you were poking around down there like a grave robber, but that entrance isn't for you. One of the lords of the old keep must have had it built to escape in times of siege. It allows the sisters to access the library without distracting the brothers. Please do not abuse this knowledge. Of course not, sister. Maybe I could abuse it a little. No, I'm going to say of course not, sister. Thank you, I appreciate your discretion. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. That's the bell for Sext. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. Sext is not something you do with your phone. It is the monastic hour corresponding to noon. One of the little hours of prayer followed by dinner. I guess we would call it lunch. I should see if Otto is around and still wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the Abbey. Alright, I think that is where I am going to stop for today. I have been playing for about an hour. I don't know how long it'll be by the time I edit this up and get it onto YouTube. But it seems like all I really did was run around the church and talk to Sister Illuminata. But it was a very interesting conversation, and we also discovered some very interesting objects. So I'm curious what is going to happen next. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope you had a good time with this game. I am enjoying it. If you're enjoying it too, you know how YouTube works. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if I am mispronouncing. I know I'm mispronouncing some of these names and places and words. If you know how to pronounce them, tell me in the comments. And if you want to go a step further in supporting the channel, of course, there's the YouTube Super Thanks and channel memberships. I appreciate all of those, and those of you who support the channel that way. You can also find out more about me in the description, including a link to my website where I sell all kinds of interesting objects that would probably get me burned at the stake if I lived in medieval times. So take care of yourselves until next time. Bye!